Everybody. Welcome to Best Whole New World. And we are joined this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world with Beloved in the journey to awakening. And the topic is feeling it. Are we feeling it?
Yes.
We're going to get into the feeling of it with a little bit of music.
We are. So just as we talk today, just feel this vibration. See if you can feel it now. Very powerful. This is my fifth dimensional high heart bowl. So take a moment and come into your heart. And while you're there, Ariel's going to step in. So just be still and listen. Blessings, darling ones. We are the Anja, who's called Arya. We come to you now through little one here, whom you know as Beloved or Kate Beloved. And we step in because we have felt the vibrations of this beautiful sounding. And as you speak together today, speaking of feelings and vibrations and energy, it is most important that you keep your energies high vibration, but also that you keep them full and rich. And as Jacqueline and Beloved speak, you will receive more information about this. So again, be in your heart, be there. Invite your angels in, if you care to. For they are always with you, but we need invitation to be there and participate in your life. So we invite you in this moment to call your angelic presence in, if that feels right for you. Know that you are a high vibrational being, choosing to live on the planet Earth in this moment. You are much loved. And love, of course, is the highest vibration. You came in through the heart tie. You came into this planet through love. The creation of your physical body temple was through love. And you are here as a being of love. And we leave that with you now, with love and blessings. And we are complete. End transmission. And now we invite you to open your eyes and feel your joy, feel your love. Be in that place. As today we talk about high vibes and feeling.
Woohoo!
Yes. Oh, I never know when they're going to step in when they want to. So it's always nice to be in presence, you know, follow your guidance. And when they come in and want to speak, it's always, um, yeah, it's always a joy. It's funny because um, when this happens through me, I'm aware of some things and not aware of other things. But the light was going um, bright and less and bright and less and bright and less. I don't know if that showed up on on the video.
We'll have to
Be
watch. In
interesting to
fact,
see. I know it will be interesting to see because light is vibration,
mhm.
right? So
Well, when you talk about the fact that you are unaware of when they want to come and send you the message, right? To speak through you. And
yes,
then they say end of transmission. To me, that is really what is going on constantly in the universe, right? There's all these different energies that want to communicate, that are sending, and you don't know, it's just like a text message, right? You get a text message or someone reaches out and does the phone call. You don't know necessarily when they're going to call you. Sometimes you can feel it, right? You go, oh, but that's the idea, and it's there and it finishes and the transmission is over. And I feel like for some people, they get these messages to do something, and it's like, as you said, it's now. You receive the message now, the transmission is over, but others will receive something and they'll go, yeah, I'll do that later. Right?
I know.
And later just isn't the moment. It's now.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's like following what's there. And when they come in, and it's not always Ariel. Ariel's my primary,
Mhm.
but I mean so many speak through and places of nature. It's always an invitation.
Mhm.
You know, um, we would like to speak now. Is that okay? And oftentimes we plan it. Like okay, this. But boy, when they pop in, it's really interesting for me.
Well, you had an inkling because you did say that I'm feeling like Ariel wants to speak today, right? So,
Yes.
there was that inkling. And I think that's part of it's when we open ourselves up, the journey to awakening, but when we
Yeah.
actually are awake, we
Mm.
recognize that there are some, well, even as you're awakening, you keep awakening to different levels, right? So of awareness, of frequencies, of communication, of if the tree is talking to you, or if it's the rock, or if
Yeah.
it's nothing, but it really is. I mean, people talk about that all the time. Is it my imagination? Am I hearing things? What is it? So these are all things you can talk about and keeping your vibes high for the holidays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because some of the things that are so important, we're talking about keeping the vibes for the holidays, but it's understanding that we are energetic beings. It's who we are. We're in physical form, but we are energy. We are vibratory beings. We're not solid, we're spacious. We're matter, but we're spirit. Are we spirit inhabiting matter? We come together in this amazing synthesis that is us. And it's again so important that we hold our energy, because here's the thing: we need 100% of our own energy to do the things that we came here to do in the big sense, like our mission, but also in our daily lives.
Yes.
We need 100% of our energy.
Mhm.
And we often walk around with less. So I want to talk a little bit about that because I think that's one of the first things is learning how to keep all of our energy here in this, animate this.
Mhm.
So when we come together with another person, then our energies combine.
Yeah.
I mean, they come together, and that's lovely. But when that encounter is done, like when we do this together, our energies come together.
Right.
But when that's done, we each need 100% of our own energy back. When we are talking with someone, we're sharing our energy. And that's beautiful. That's a lovely, lovely thing. But then there are also times that I know people use the term leaking energy.
Right.
Okay.
Or energy
When we're
vampires.
energy vampires, that's it. That's it. And for me, I prefer not to use those terms because when I do that, it sets it up that, hey, I can't do anything about that, right?
Mhm.
Someone took this, or I'm just leaking. I don't know. I don't know how to do anything about that. But the thing is, we're so powerful and so complete in who we are that we can do something about that. You know, you don't want to go around leaking. So imagine you get up in the day and oh, it's so beautiful, and you have your drink and your wonderful breakfast, and then you leave the house and you're driving in your car and there's a traffic jam. Okay, yeah, we talked before, blow bubbles,
Right.
right? But a lot of people don't do that. They sit there. Oh, I'm gonna be late. Oh my gosh. What do you think's happening to your energy?
Mhm.
I just gave some of my energy to that situation. And then, we go someplace else. And we meet a friend. We're meeting a friend for coffee before work. And oh, that's so exciting. Our energy is there, okay? So maybe now we're down to, I don't know, 60% of our energy. Because part of it was in the traffic jam and part of it was with our beautiful friend. So now we're down to 60.
Okay.
Okay. Now we get back in our car and we work, we get to our office, and now we're shifting into work mode, project mode. Yeah. So we meet people along the way, or we go to our desk, and on our desk there's a message. Got to return this phone call. Okay, where's my energy? Well, maybe that's only another 5%. Okay, now we're down to 65%. We haven't even started the
I need to
day.
go to sleep and get re-energized.
That's it, right? And we do that without awareness, without thinking about it. These are just natural things in our day. And there's nothing negative about that. It's just that we need our own energy. So what I want to do is to share a couple of ways that we can bring that energy back.
Awesome.
Hold that. So the first thing is to cut cords. And there's a beautiful way to do that. And all that means is, okay, I realize we have a connection. So I'm going to break that connection. It doesn't mean I'm breaking our friendship.
Right.
And that's what some people are so scared about. They move right into fear. Oh my gosh, if I cut a cord to my sweetheart, if I cut a cord to my children, if I cut a cord to my job, if I cut a cord, no, you're not taking yourself out of the situation. You're not lessening your love for that. You're not lessening your passion for your work. None of that. You're just reclaiming your own energy. So if you think about all those situations, think that you have these beautiful threads or these beautiful cords. So in the traffic jam, one of those threads, one of those cords connected to the traffic jam. When you were having coffee with your friend, another beautiful thread or cord connected to your friend when you went into the office. So all day long, we have these beautiful threads and cords that are connecting us to beautiful situations and some that we might not like as much.
Okay,
And
so then are you saying, because my first thought that came was imagine as a mother, right? Anybody that's given birth or
right,
has witnessed a childbirth, you know that you need to cut the umbilical cord, right?
exactly.
So this whole idea you're interacting, this child is growing within you, but there comes a time where you cut the cord because their energy now is going to develop on their own and your energy is going to come back into just being on its own versus sharing, right?
Yes, but your love tie hasn't lessened.
It's
That
growing
hasn't
probably.
at all. It's just growing
Mm-hmm.
as you guide this beautiful new being into his life. So that's exactly what I'm saying. So you can think of it like that, you know?
So the other one that is, so if I've got these ties in the traffic jam and that, what happens if I forget, like, I'm busy in the traffic jam or I'm thinking about where I need to go and although I'm going, okay, so I want to be present, I forget to cut a cord. Then what happens?
At some point, you remember or not, you know? But it's a training,
Okay.
really, because we're speaking vibrationally. We're
Okay.
speaking of unseen things.
Mm-hmm.
But can't you just feel when something's pulling on you? When something's draining on you? I mean, when I'm in traffic like that,
Mm-hmm.
then there's an awareness, an energetic awareness, because I'm in the field of so many. And if there's some place I want to go, then I'm aware. I know that's in my field. I know that that's pulling on me, that that's tugging on me.
Yeah, I could
So,
I could say that I experienced that coming back from Zagreb last week. So, pretty much it was all lovely, peaceful. Even going through Frankfurt Airport, where it's like a city on itself, it's still everything was flowing. But when I got to Montreal, there was a time delay, and it just seemed like the airport was becoming congested and in that sense and I was recharging my phone in a corner, right? And that same idea, like recharging my phone. And the guy asked me that I had to leave because that's where they had to enter. And I looked at him and I said, look, I just asked the lady and she said, there's the plug. Why didn't you tell me I couldn't use it for more than like 5 seconds? Right. And he goes, well, because we probably weren't boarding then. And I was like, oh. And then immediately I go, wow, where did that, like that? And I just said, wow, I'm sorry. There's no need to apologize. I'm like, wow, I was short with you, right? I have like it was all of a sudden my charge just had gone. And I was like, wow, I think I just need to go take a break and re-get my energy back in alignment here because I am allowing, I'm mingling, whatever you want to call. I have become present to what's around me instead of what's in me.
exactly. And hey, we live here.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. There's no expectation that it doesn't. Oh yeah, I just sail through every moment. Never, never an energetic hair out of place. No! Oh, sorry, sister. Not the, that's just not the way. But the thing is, when we're awakening, when we're on this journey to coming back into who we truly are, then we have that awareness of it. And then once we're aware of it, that's when we can begin to use some of these tools. Because if we have no awareness, we don't know. But at the end of the day, we go, oh my God, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
What is going on? Well, a lot of it is that we have been connecting ourselves to all these other little things. This is not where we stop. We have an auric field and we're huge. Yeah. I mean, we're huge. And everyone else and everything else
Mm-hmm.
has a field also. So our fields are constantly
Right.
moving and touching and bumping. And sometimes, you just be walking or in a crowd and it just feels so good. And other times, maybe not so much.
Right.
It's all that energy, all that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So part of this awakening
Mm-hmm.
is energy management, really, right?
Yeah,
How do
that
we
makes sense. You
manage?
manage everything else in your life, what your
Yeah,
food, how your money goes, manage your energy.
yeah. So that's all it
Okay.
is energy management.
So you
So
cut the cords.
cut the cords.
Okay.
Yes. Now, um, I do it a particular way, and I'd like to share my way. And
Sure.
of course, you can do it any way you want to. I am very big about working with the angels, as you know. So I always call Archangel Michael in to help me cut cords. And then, when we cut a cord,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really just that we're cutting here, but that cord is now gone from us.
Right.
So we've just now released that. If I'm releasing something that I didn't like,
Right.
then I call in Archangel Raphael.
Okay.
Raphael is the angel of healing, of forgiveness, of love.
Mm-hmm.
So I call Archangel Raphael in then to fill that space
Okay.
with, with love and with grace. Okay. Especially if I'm doing, forgiveness time.
Right.
But what I like to do is invite you to just close your eyes for a moment, and we'll do this. We might even use a little sound here. So I'd like you to bring to mind something that you are aware you have connected energetically. It might be something from today. It might be something not from today. But just bring that to mind. And since we need 100% of our energy, I'm going to invite you to follow along and we'll cut that cord. So the first thing is to call in Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is a beautiful angel of strength, of courage, but he has a huge, huge light sword.
Hmm.
And if you can visualize it and see him, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. Now imagine we ask Archangel Michael to cut this cord. And you can say that out loud. Archangel Michael, please help me cut this cord. And then take an in breath and imagine his sword going up on the in breath, and then exhale as the sword comes down. And just feel that cut, that sever. And now we'll invite Archangel Raphael in. Raphael is the angel of the heart. Just invite Raphael in to fill that space with love and joy, perfect well-being, vibrant health. And then just take a deep breath and open your. That's a really easy way to reclaim any of your energy that you have sent elsewhere, where you created a tie, where you created a cord, where you created a thread. So again, we need all of our energy to do all of the things that we need to do every day. And once we become aware and reframe, we're no longer leaking energy, and we're no longer allowing an energetic vampire to take our energy. And that's one thing that people ask me a lot. You know, they'll say, well, what about the energy vampires? And yeah, I mean, it's a way of looking at things, isn't it? It's a way of seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see someone as an energetic vampire, they can take from me. I have no control. If I see someone and I know when I'm in their field, I feel depleted, then I also can recharge right then and there in the situation. So another really easy way to do it, and nobody knows that you're doing it. Yeah, when you feel your energy, yeah, exactly. Then just call Michael in. Nobody has to know. Nobody has to do a thing. Just silently, Archangel Michael, I need to cut this tie, please. And just imagine the sword going up, take an in breath, the sword going up, out breath, the sword going down. And that's it. Sometimes it takes more than just the one, right? If we're in a situation that we've been in often,
Mm-hmm.
then it might take you more than that. Okay. Now, this is not for a refreshment when your energy is just going low. I'm going to go over a great tool for that too. This is where you are really connecting to someone else. Some people like to use the word attaching. That's just not usually part of my vocabulary.
Well, let's just like you're getting together for holidays, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's Hanukkah or it's Christmas or it's Yule, you're gathering together.
Yes.
And you can be, for the large part, you could be in a similar group that feels good, but there can be something or one, one
Yep.
person that you just know, and that's what you're saying. You need to manage that connection, right?
Exactly. And when you know there's someone there that is not an energetic fit for you,
Mm-hmm.
kind of rubs, which is really what happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rub. Then another great one to call on is again calling on Raphael. Just call Raphael in. Okay, Raphael, here we go. You know, just be right there with love, with honor, with forgiveness, with healing, all of that. So it's a perfect thing to do for the holidays.
And it's okay, right? Beloved, it's okay that you're aware that you're uncomfortable with somebody's energy and to cut that cord or to remove yourself if you need to. It's okay, because I think that there's a lot of people out there that take themselves and they no longer want to be a victim in their life, and they become very spiritual, thinking I'm a spiritual person, I created this, but they're then like a spiritual victim, like the energy vampire is getting me. That person is had such a bigger force than, like, and they're still playing that victimization. So it's okay to set a boundary and to say, you know what, I'm stepping back.
Not only is it okay, it's what your soul wants. If I feel to go someplace, hey, that's not my ego saying, oh my gosh.
Right.
That's my soul saying, hey, lady. Hey, princess. No, 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 not today. Right? So part of it is just learning to communicate with our soul. Because our soul is our guide. Our intuitive guide, our IGS, our inner guidance system. That's what's at play.
Right.
So it's about honoring that. Yes. Here's another one.
Okay.
And before going out of the house, a lot of people talk about shielding. Oh, I used to hate that. Oh, I don't need to shield. Why would I need to shield? So I don't use the word shield. I'm much better about it. That's it. So if you know that you're going someplace that is not comfortable for you, like some people are not comfortable in crowds, just with awareness, create your bubble.
Yeah.
Just create a bubble, a beautiful bubble, and it moves with you. And anything that's not a fit just bounces off and away.
Right.
Just bounces off and away.
So really the truth is to find the word that resonates with you, whether it's a bubble, whether it may be a force field, because in your idea, the negative bounces off, but the good can still penetrate, because you want to have the good blessings receive them. If you just have like a wall around you to protect yourself, you're missing the good stuff that fits, as you say, that feels good and increases your sense of, wow, isn't this amazing universe?
That's why a bubble is not a wall.
Right.
And a lot of people, when they shield, that's what they're doing, is putting a wall. So force field is awesome.
Yeah, I sometimes now, because I've done this in the past, but I feel since Wonder Woman came out, okay, it's more so for me in terms of I had the other day, I could just sense the person was about, I don't know, 50 feet away from me, okay?
Yep.
And I could feel already this intensity coming, and it was literally just like, it's just, it was just like, no, go back there. And it's like, okay. And he detoured, went that way, but it was just like, nope, I'm not.
That's it. So I guess what we're saying is use whatever language fits for you.
Exactly. Right?
But the point is that the energies around you that are not a fit cannot touch you, cannot affect you.
Right.
The energies that are a fit, bring them on.
Yeah.
Right? Just bring them on.
Yeah.
So that's really all we're saying, is as you move through the world.
Right.
I do a circumference, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a circumference. I do it with I do it like I'm in a gyroscope.
Yeah.
And I'm in the center of it. and it's buzzing all the time.
Right. Well, even if you think of like the way they picture DNA strands, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
whole
yeah.
idea, right? We're energy. We really are. We think we're concrete, but we're always moving and shifting. And if you have left some in the traffic jam and you've left some over in the sun, then I mean, because we don't really leave it, but we're interacting. It's just kind of like, I always say almost the best way is somebody stuck a Post-it note on you and you didn't notice, right? And it's a sign on your back. And then you get another one. So one says, kick me, one says, I'm tired. and and you have to just sometimes pull those off.
Yeah, you do. Yes, and just keep those gone. I
Yeah.
mean, just keep those, keep them gone. Because this time of year is so beautiful
Mm-hmm.
if we set that up. Because the other thing is, when you start doing these practices, and I call these things practices,
Right.
and they're practices because you're not perfect, okay? And they're practices because there's no goal. I mean, it's not like there's a definite outcome. These are practices. But once you get used to doing these sorts of things
Mm-hmm.
all the time, oh my gosh, you notice immediately and can shift and change.
Right.
And, shift and change those things because you understand that you are in control. Nothing out there is controlling you. And that's so empowering, isn't it?
It is. It's like you were like a little fairy that arrived on the planet from the beginning of time. Um, so you may not have had some of the experiences that some of us had, but I can remember, most totally, even though I was spiritual, is I would get hooked on something and I could be hooked for a days maybe, in the sense of I am still pretending that I'm spiritual and involved, but really I was still holding on and hooked. The tie was there, that wasn't cut, right? In that sense, it was affecting. Now it's that point where I go, oh, like in the airport, or even this morning, this car whipped around, and it was like he whipped around so fast. My daughter was wise enough to she could feel that she was already saying, "Are you going to stop?" Because he was supposed, but he didn't. So she already kind of was sensing he wasn't. So we were okay, but I was still like the whole force of the energy going around, right? I
Mm-hmm.
I allowed the experience. Like I just went with the force of the energy, and I was like, "What the frick?" And it took, that probably 10 minutes, in that sense of realizing that I got wrapped up in that. And she had to say, "Hey, Mom, you went with that car."
I love it. There you were going around. And we do. I mean, that's part of life on this planet. We do. We get caught up and we get caught in. But once we understand that we are the ones
Yeah.
that do it to ourselves. I'll give you a big one. We get caught up in myths and stories and belief systems.
Yeah.
Okay. We just went into Mercury retrograde.
Let me get that chapter out.
So here we are. It was so exciting because the full moon
Mm-hmm.
was
Brilliant.
Sunday, and what was so neat about it was the it went in exactly. It was a Gemini full moon, 11 degrees Gem.
Mm-hmm.
The same time as the lunation, Mercury went retrograde at 29 degrees. 2 plus 9 is 11. Those are two 11s right there. Sagittarius, we were in the sun sign of Sagittarius, was at 11 degrees.
A lot of new beginnings.
There were five. There was a T square of Neptune directly between the sun and the moon at 11 degrees. Jupiter is the ruler of Sag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter was 11 degrees. We had 5 11s at the time of the full moon lunation.
And
And
5 is a big number of change. To have 5 11s, which is 55, we can make such a great story out of this.
it's so awesome because 11 is mastery. Now, 2018 is an 11. So look at this. We started the 11 energy, and it was a supermoon.
Mm-hmm.
We started moving into that vibration of 2018 on the full moon on Sunday. And that's what I want people to know. That's the energy and the joy and the excitement. And a lot of people have been feeling like I have people saying to me, how come I want to start my planner now? I mean, it's the beginning of December. I have a whole month. No, no, no. We're in the energies of the change, of the shift. And Mercury retrograde. Now, many people think Mercury retrograde is, whoa, not good, not good. Everything breaks down, especially since it's in the sign of Gemini, which is ruled, which is a sign of communication, and Mercury is its ruler, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you want to set that up for yourself, please? But there's another way. There's another way to energize this and not be, as you say, not be victim,
Right.
not be ruled by it. Retrograde, it's a perfect time for things, renew, review, restate. You know what I do for
Live.
free? Yes, yes. Relax.
Yes.
Re-envision. I mean, there's so many amazing, amazing things. I think of Mercury retrograde as a vacation 3 times a year. And what I do is that's when I do all my planning behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
all the deliciousness. But that's when I'll contact people, or they just come in, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
People you haven't seen in a long time. It's just a great day to revisit. Did you have a dream that you put aside? Well, pull it out. Revisit that.
Right.
Especially now with the power of 11. Yeah. So again, breathe new life into it. Vibrate to something new. Don't let Mercury retrograde be an energy vampire.
Yeah.
Don't let that happen. Don't expect your things are going to break, because guess what? Guess what, you powerful manifestors? They're going to break. Yeah. Not because of Mercury retrograde, but because you bought in to the culture of Mercury retrograde. And it says that's what happens. Okay, then. But again, you're the creator. You're the one that can be in charge. So change it. Change it. It's another thing to cut cords to.
Right.
Because as soon as it went retrograde, there were so many people, and guess where their cord went? Right? It's like they sent a hook out, a harpoon. Computers breaking, phone breaking, planes are late, right?
Well, it's interesting because I interpret, so my story of all this, 11 and new beginning in Mercury retrograde with the full moon. So this is my story. So the full moon is the light that's fully aware into the so-called darkness, right? So it's bringing full awareness into a hidden area in your life. And all the ones and 11s are that new beginning to re-look at all the stories that you had about your life and to recreate them so they're an empowering one, taking you forward in the days and months and life ahead of you.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's my interpretation.
See, I like that too. So, okay, y'all, here are two, two empowering stories, understandings, and beliefs around Mercury retrograde. What are you going to create for
Yeah.
yourself? You know, what absolute joy and deliciousness will you create during this time?
And
So,
we want to hear. So leave it in the comments. What is
oh yeah,
your story about Mercury going retrograde with the 5 planets all revolving with the number 11 and 11 degrees and the T-square and the full moon and 2000? Like, what is your story? Because it's your story that's going to create your life.
that's it. And we're creating all the time. I mean, all the time. So realize, in my understanding, and I give this to you because it's worked for me,
Right.
and so in my way, it's about cutting threads, cutting cords,
Yep.
and bringing all that back in. Snip, 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 snip.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another something that I would like to lead you through,
Okay.
and it's a way of keeping your energy really, really bright, really grounded,
Mm-hmm.
and bright, and merging the higher frequencies and your whole beingness with your earth self. And it's something that you can take a very long time to do and really savor, but it's something you can do quickly too. If you find yourself in a place where you're feeling ungrounded or when you're feeling off kilter and you can't figure out, okay, what did I cord to? What did I connect to? Which was something you were asking, before. So, okay, what if I forget to cut a cord? What if you don't even know there's a cord, but you know that something's off?
Yes.
So this is a beautiful one, and it's one that you can use to start your day.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and just come to your breath. Just breathing out and breathing in. Just creating an awareness. And now I'd like you to bring your attention to your feet. And imagine you have roots. Beautiful roots. As though you were a magnificent tree. And imagine those roots going down and down and down into the earth. Connecting you to the center of the Mother Earth, Gaia. And imagine breathing in from the center of the earth allowing that beautiful Mother Earth energy to flow up your roots and fill your entire being, your entire body. And on your next inhale, imagine that breath, that energy coming in is a beautiful green. And feel it filling your body, every cell, every tissue. And exhaling back down to the earth. And breathing in through your roots. Beautiful Mother Earth energy. And now imagine you have branches coming from your shoulders, from your head. And imagine those branches almost like fiber optic lines going all the way up, connecting you to the highest dimensions, the highest places. And as you breathe in this time, imagine breathing in from the branches, feeling this energy fill your entire being. With every in-breath, breathe in. And you might visualize breathing in light, beautiful divine light. And now on your next in-breath, breathe in again through your feet, through your roots. And imagine a color. It doesn't have to be green, it can be any color. And breathe in the next time, your next inhale, from your branches. And imagine that has color as well. Now I invite you to alternate breathing in through your roots and then in through your branches. And as you do, feel the colors begin to mix. Because color is vibration. It's energy that's visible. So feel the vibrations of the heavens, the higher dimensions, and the vibrations of the earth mix and become one. And know that you are truly a being of both spirit in matter, connected to the higher realms and grounded to the earth. And now, when you're ready, open your eyes and return your presence here. So that's another one that's really, it can be really powerful, but really simple. And it can be done in a minute or 30 seconds. You know, just bringing your awareness, or if you really want the yumminess, just stay there. You know, just connecting to the heavens, connecting to the earth, and feeling all of that at your heart center.
I think that's a fine way to finish off today, as everybody's very present to what they're feeling.
That sounds lovely.
So thank you for being here again with us, and I look forward to next week as we're making sure everybody stays in high vibes for the
Yes,
holidays.
especially through the holidays. And for those of you that celebrate Hanukkah, I think it starts Tuesday night before our next show. So enjoy your first light.
Beautiful. We'll look forward to that. So, I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye bye.